Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about fragrances that I tried this week, and I have quite a few new ones that I tried, including some new releases. I want to tell you which ones I think you should check out and which ones I think you could probably pass on. So before we get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird Wonderful family. It would be awesome to have you part of the community, and let's get into this. So the first fragrance that I tried this week was Still Life in Rio by Olfactive Studios. This is definitely now on my wish list. So I'm going to share the notes with you. First of all, you have yuzu, lemon, ginger, mint, and mandarin orange. I've been loving mint notes. I've been loving green notes lately, so that's a good start. It has coconut and black and pink pepper in the middle, and then the base notes are rum, cobaiba balm, and leather. I have no idea what cobaiba balm is, but it must be amazing because the fragrance is fantastic. This one is absolutely beautiful, definitely on my wish list, and honestly, for kind of a niche type fragrance, on FragranceNet, it's actually pretty reasonable. Like I say all the time, all the fragrances will be linked down below. It doesn't say it has a lime, but to me it comes across as kind of a limey smell rather than lemon. But it's just, it smells like a vacation, but it's because it's got that green component, there's a bit of freshness. Interestingly though, because this one has the leather and the pepper and the coconut, there's a warmth to this one. So I just think that this one was amazing. Now the longevity wasn't phenomenal on me. It could have just been the day, could have been because I didn't spray tons, but I got about 5 hours out of it. What I really love is that it was very nice and rich. So you still had that green opening, but it's not like it dissipated immediately. The greenness stayed throughout the wear of the fragrance, but then it just kind of warms up and there's that nice depth. This one's definitely unisex, and I love the fact that there's a little bit of booziness in there as well. So this was definitely a hit for me and one that I will be wanting to get for sure. If you've smelled this one, tell me what you think. Like, I don't hear about it that often. My friend Hessie has it. That's where I got the sample from. I've heard a few other people mention it on their channels, on their Instagram channels. I'll link them down below if I can find them, but I'm just so impressed with the quality of this one and just how it's just a little bit unique. So really, really loved Still Life in Rio. So the next thing that I tried was a combination that actually my friend had suggested to me because she saw it on Jus de Rose. Now Jus de Rose, if you haven't checked her out, I'll leave it linked down below. She is absolutely phenomenal. She's beautiful, she's classy, and she has fantastic content, and you need to check her out. So anyway, she had suggested Hibiscus Palm by AERIN with Vanilla Vibes from Juliette Has a Gun. So I'm going to talk about them separately first, and then I'll go into what I thought of them together. Juliette Has a Gun Vanilla Vibes. The best way, like there's different notes in it, but what you're getting is kind of a salty, aquatic vanilla. Definitely the vanilla is there, and as it dries down on your skin, you get that sweetness. But what I appreciate about this is that the salt balances the sweetness out. So if you like Olympia, you're going to like Vanilla Vibes for sure. But even if you're not a fan of salt in your fragrances, still check this one out, because the salt to me comes across more, instead of salty, like Olympia definitely has a lot of salt in it. This one, it just comes across as aquatic, almost like that sunscreen or solar vibe that you get in certain fragrances. That's what this has. So really beautiful. If you're a vanilla lover, you definitely want this for summer. Like, it's just fantastic. Definitely one of the vanillas that I enjoy. I'm not a huge vanilla fan, so this one is definitely one that I appreciate and can enjoy. There's a bit of musk in this one as well, so as it dries down, you get a little bit of that musk. So this one is honestly a beautiful vanilla, a beautiful summer vanilla. I think you could wear it all year round but it's definitely one that works so well in the summer. And if you're a vanilla lover and you're kind of craving that vanilla fix, Vanilla Vibes is definitely one to check out. Now, the next one was Hibiscus Palm by AERIN. This is such a gorgeous fragrance. It's another one of those kind of, it's in the same genre as an Eau de Soleil Blanc, Beach Walk by Maison Margiela. It kind of fits into that similar scent profile. So this in the opening has hibiscus, ylang ylang, palm leaf, lotus, and ginger. And then the middle notes are frangipani and white flowers. And the base is coconut, vanilla, and musk. This one is super relaxing. It's just beautiful. If you like the Eau de Soleil Blanc, Beach Walk, terracotta even, those type of fragrances, this is in that same genre and it's absolutely gorgeous. So love them both on their own. Paired together, I can see that people would enjoy it. I wasn't as much of a fan. I think I like them separate better. I think the biggest thing for me is that I'm not a huge vanilla lover. So although I did like this, I like there to be more things in my fragrances. So for me, the Olympia Aqua gives me that because it's got a little bit of orange in the opening. There's a bit of, you know, tartness to it that kind of balances out the vanilla for me. Whereas this is just more straight up vanilla, and that doesn't really do it for me. So this is a beautiful fragrance, not really my style. This Hibiscus Palm is definitely up my alley for sure. So really enjoy it. Would I buy it now? Probably not. I would probably wait. I would rather have Still Life in Rio for sure. Hibiscus Palm is really beautiful, but I feel like I have enough fragrances that kind of fit that itch for me that this one isn't really necessary. So, you know, when I finish my Soleil Blanc or if I finished my terracotta, I don't think I'd ever be without terracotta. But you know, if I finish one of those, then I would probably try the Hibiscus Palm. It's a very beautiful fragrance, but right now it's not really for me. But like I said, Still Life in Rio, must have. Don't get me wrong, the combination is great. It smelt great together, but I'm not a big vanilla fan, and like I said, I've got other fragrances, so this wouldn't be one that I would be purchasing, but definitely I really enjoy Hibiscus Palm. Now, the next fragrance that completely shocked me this week was HANAE MORI by HANAE MORI. This fragrance has been around for a long time. It's very affordable. The bottle is absolutely beautiful. This one is said to be similar to Ylang in Gold by Michael Micallef. In fact, I think that this was the inspiration scent, if I'm not wrong, for the Micallef fragrance. I could be wrong about that. This one is just a beautiful, sweet, kind of creamy coconut fragrance. It's very soft. It feels like, you know, if you had fluttery material, like just kind of airy material, that's kind of what this feels like. It's kind of delicate. There's a sweetness to it, kind of a little bit of a creaminess to it, but it feels almost gauzy when you wear it. It's not massively potent, but that said, in the heat, this one just blossoms, and I have been really enjoying this one. Now, when I put it on, it was on literally all day. I went in ham and oversprayed. It didn't feel overpowering at all, but boy, did it stick around. It seemed to almost blossom in the heat. I wore it later in the evening, so it was on me for bed, and when I woke up the next morning, it was still on my skin. So that was a real shocker because I've tried this in cooler months and it doesn't last as long, but in the summer, it just blossoms. So HANAE MORI, in the opening, it has strawberry, blackberry, blueberry, and blackcurrant. And then the middle notes are ylang ylang, jasmine, rose, and peony, and the base is sandalwood, almond, Brazilian rosewood, and Virginian cedar. What I get the whole entire time is the ylang ylang, maybe a little bit of peony, but definitely that ylang ylang. So it gives that slightly creamy, almost buttery, soft floral, almost like sometimes people say that ylang ylang is a little bit banana-like. I can get that. Like, I don't smell banana. but it's got that same kind of quality to it. It's just a beautiful fragrance. I was so shocked at how much I enjoyed this one that I pulled it out of my storage and put it into my carousel because I loved it that much. This one I can see being a real easy reach, especially if you want something smooth and creamy, and I can see this pairing amazingly with something like Belize from Bath & Body Works. So the Belize or banana flower kind of body lotions. I can see this pairing beautifully and you just smelling so delectable. This to me is, although this I don't think would be considered a gourmand, it has almost an edible quality to me. I can see this one actually, guys, enjoying this one as well because it's quite sweet and just kind of delectable. Even though this has all those fruit type notes in the opening, I don't really get that. So I'd never smell this. Maybe a little bit of strawberry, but I certainly don't get this big blast of juicy fruits at all. They just kind of lend a sweetness to that ylang ylang, which is really the star. And with all those woody notes, you'd think it would be like heavy in some capacity, but it isn't. It's just, yeah, I'm falling head over heels in love with this one. Don't quite get it, but I'm enjoying it. I tried 3 new releases this week. So the first one was Elie Lumiere. Now I was excited to try this one because I'd heard from several of you how much you liked it. And that it was a more creamy, delicious version of the original. So I was super excited to try this one. Now, the top notes are orange blossom, mandarin orange, and ylang ylang. The middle is jasmine, sambac, gardenia, and tuberose, and the base is patchouli, musk, amber, and woody notes. Now, this one, it started out super delicious, so I think I was getting that ylang ylang and thinking, wow, this one is like so much better than the original. So the opening I was in love with, and I'm like, wow, like this one, it just smells like, it smells like summer. It smells so fantastic. And then all of a sudden it turned, and it reminded me of, you know, in the movies when sailors would get captivated by some sort of like sea goddess. Their beauty is unparalleled and they're like wooed in by their song and their beautiful whatever, and they get close. The siren kind of lures the sailor in and then turns into this ugly, haggish sea witch. That's basically what happened to me with Lumiere. I was so in love with it. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I have to have it. And then all of a sudden it turned into some sort of witch. It smelled so screechy and horrible on me. I think it's my skin chemistry because I know some of you really enjoy it. Definitely the original and the original and in white work way better for me. It just, it unfortunately was what you, like some of you say that Le Parfum, Elie Le Parfum smells screechy to you. To me, Elie Le Parfum, there is a little bit of that scratchy, screechy floral, but to me it's more like that orange blossom sweetness with the honey. I just love it, but Lumiere unfortunately did not work for me. If you've tried it, weigh in and say what your thoughts are. If you love it, definitely let us know. If you don't like it, let us know, but my experience wasn't very good. Next, I tried Armani C Intense, the new version, like the 2022 version. So it has kind of almost reddish colored juice in a clear bottle with a black cap. I've got it here on the screen. So tried that one, absolutely loved it. So I was so shocked because for the most part, I've not been a big C fan. Like they're okay, but they don't like move me in any way. This one I loved. This one I can see buying a full bottle of. So it starts with blackcurrant syrup, and I'm a huge blackcurrant fan. So the fact that there's syrup in it, like blackcurrant syrup, like I'm all over that, man. It has Turkish rose and Divina in the mid, and then the base has benzoin and patchouli. So basically I just get that delicious blackcurrant opening with a little bit of patchouli, a little bit of sweetness from that rose. I just thought it was really beautiful. I wasn't sure on longevity, like it's not like I went in ham, but it lasted a decent amount of time, and it's definitely going on my wish list. I can see really enjoying this one for the fall. So yeah, I was really thrilled with that one. Then I tried Passione Eclat. So that has blackcurrant and Calabrian bergamot in the opening. And then it has rose in the mid and white musk and vanilla in the dry down. Now that one wasn't much of a fan. It was nice enough. It was a lot fresher, a lot less sweet to me, but still like had a sweet component. It was really nice. I can see it actually being a great fragrance, honestly, for the office because it was a little bit fresh, but still had a sweetness to it. It was a nice enough fragrance. Somehow the musk in there also just kind of balances it out a little bit and makes it not so sweet. So it was an interesting fragrance. I didn't hate it, but it wouldn't be one that I would purchase. So I enjoyed it, but not enough to buy for sure. The next fragrance that I wore this week was Meleg Perfumes Cherry Rose. I think on the website it's called Very Cherry Chocolate Patchouli. So this one has cherry, it's got lychee, there's rose in here, dark chocolate, and patchouli. So this is an interesting fragrance because at first it smells, well, first of all, let's just talk about the color of the juice. So when I got this, it was this beautiful soft pastel pink, and it's still slightly pink but more blush, so the dye dissipates somehow. So I was a little bit disappointed in that. That said, it certainly didn't affect the fragrance at all. But you know how presentation is kind of important. So the fact that the color changed on it was a little disappointing. I know that with So Scandal, it's that really red juice. I've gone into stores and it's actually green. So some fragrances, for whatever reason, in the light, the color changes. So this isn't in direct sunlight, but there is light in my room. So yeah, that's the one thing that I would say that I was a bit disappointed in. That said, I really enjoy this fragrance. So at first you get this cherry rose combination. It's light, it's airy, a little bit delicate. And I thought it had only lasted about 4.5, 5 hours. And so I sprayed something else just on my neck. What I didn't realize is that this just keeps developing and keeps developing. So kind of that cherry rose opening lasts for, you know, around 4 hours, and then it starts to deepen, becomes more of a skin scent if you ask me. I think if I really oversprayed, maybe it would project more, but you get this delicious kind of spicy chocolate patchouli. This one is the most interesting fragrance ever. I love the way it develops. Really enjoyed wearing this. And I couldn't believe like where I had sprayed and it smelled like beautiful kind of cherry rose, sweet, delicate. Then it gets sexier and sexier as the day went on, and you get this like kind of spicy, chocolatey fragrance. You still have the rose in there, but the chocolate and that patchouli really come to play, and it's quite spicy and sexy. So this one is just a really fun fragrance to wear as far as I'm concerned. And the fragrance that I put on as well, just on my neck, was Issey Miyake's Low Dissy Rose and Rose. This is just a fun, awesome fragrance. It's an easy reach for sure for summer, spring, even fall. I'm not sure how this would hold up in the winter, although if you're wanting like a bit of a juicy fix, this one would be great. Low Dissy Rose and Rose has raspberry, pear, and pink pepper in the opening. Then it has Bulgarian rose, rose, and osmanthus in the mid, and then cashmere wood, amber, and patchouli in the base. This is just a delicious kind of raspberry rose, little bit jammy, but then you also have kind of even though it's not listed here, you feel like there's a little bit of a musky quality as it dries down. Like you definitely get a bit of that Issey Miyake Low Dissy DNA in this one. It's jammed up with the raspberry and the pear and the rose. Just a really great perfume. Really enjoy this one. And the longevity on this one is excellent. Like you're gonna get like at least 6 hours, if not longer, out of this one. So overall, had a really great week, had so much fun trying the new fragrances. Out of all the new ones, like Hibiscus Palm, Vanilla Vibes, Still Life in Rio, Lumiere, C Intense, C Passione Eclat. Out of all of those, the two that are definitely going on my wish list is Still Life in Rio. Just love it. It's just beautiful. I just really need it. And then definitely C Intense. That one is majorly a runner for me for the fall. And then my standout shocker was HANAE MORI. Can't get over it. I'm kind of in love with this thing. So yeah, I'm going to be wearing this a lot more, especially in the hotter weather. Somehow it just blossoms. So that was my week. How was your week? I hope it was amazing. I hope you had a fantastic week, and we'll talk to you soon.